From 14 News, this is Touchdown Live in the Huddle, sponsored by your Tri-State Ford dealers. There's more in store. Stop by today.
Better late than never, right, Aaron?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay, sorry for the delay, folks. We had to get some last finishing touches in on the show to make it beautiful.
It's a
but
big
we are
show.
back.
It takes us a while.
It is. You know what? We're working, though. We're out here working. Welcome in for yet another brand new edition of Touchdown Live in the Huddle. Aaron, my friend, happy sectionals week to you.
Yes, Max. It is going to be a fun Friday night. It always is. When you feel bad for the seniors, especially on the teams that are going to lose, but it's an exciting situation to have, win or go home on the line kind of thing. Tough.
You're cracking me. Are you waiting for a business call over there?
Hey, we always got to be ready. Have your phone on standby in case there's breaking sports news.
Yes,
and
this is the kind of commitment we bring here on 14 News in the Huddle. This is sports, baby. We love it. All right, well, would you look at that? In the Huddle is our high school football preview show, if you didn't know. So naturally, we are here to get you all set for another week of action in the Tri-State.
That is right. As we said, sectional week. Regular season continues on in Kentucky and Illinois. And in this show, we have a game of the week breakdown, coaches' interviews, team check-ins, much more that you don't want to miss. Anything else?
Yeah, well, of course, we've got to start off with our player of the week.
Yes, that is all right. And I went to go chat with our player of the week for week 8, and that would be Max Fort Wendell from Tell City. Hey, we're here with our week 8 player of the week, Tell City's Max Fort Wendell. Max, congratulations.
Thank you.
And first of all, here's this fancy 14 News Touchdown Live Player of the Week football. Max, it was a heck of a game for you.
Yes, thank you.
First of all, it was obviously a great game for you. 23 carries, 315 yards officially.
Yes, it was officially 315, not 320 as it was written down, which the record was 318, and I did not get the record, so that's officially out there for all the people. So Noah still has the record of 318.
Yeah, and that's obviously a single game rushing record at Tell City, but still 315 yards, nothing to sneeze at all.
Yeah, it was very big thanks to my O-line also. The men doing the dirty work in front don't get the credit, but I'm crediting them right now. They're awesome. I love my guys.
Yeah, and obviously a big win against Tecumseh. What was working for you guys that you were able to run the ball so well as a team?
Kind of just ran the same plays over and over again, threw the ball here and there, had a big 49-yard touchdown early in the game, and just kind of kept on their toes with the certain weapons we have and the game plan we had, and we kind of just dominated all night.
Well, and obviously, for folks that don't know, Noah and Landon Terry, the running twins, they've been out with injuries. So a little bit more on your plate, on Brandon Casable, Braxton. But you guys are picking up the slack without any issue.
Yeah. We changed our whole offense coming into week 8. We were originally wing T, and we switched to the spread offense and ran some different formations out of there, and we kind of just carried on with that and looked really good against Tecumseh, and hopefully carry on the rest of the season looking good from the spread formation.
How much of an adjustment was that, having to do that mid-season and, obviously you getting a little bit more of the load running the ball and some of the other guys that are having to step up?
Well, also my junior year, last year, I also was the starter. We switched to the wing T from the flex offense. Week 7 against Pike Central, we switched to the wing T. So, I've been in that position before, and we're all adaptable and just going with whatever coaches are putting in our offense.
All right, Max. Well, once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we will send it back to the studio.
All right, excellent, Aaron. Congrats to Max. Now, before we reveal our Week 9 Player of the Week, let's take one final peruse through our nominees. Here they are.
All right, first up, to Union County, a winner from last year. It's Jaron Johnson, their quarterback, and just all-around offensive weapon, posted 10 rushes for a very efficient 228 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Woo.
And then he also had one pass. He completed it for 23 yards, and it went for a touchdown. That's good. 5 total TDs for Johnson. He and Union County dismantled Hancock County.
Yes, they did. Up next, our second nominee, Luke Grayson. In the rivalry game against Central, Grayson filled in as the backup QB for starter Jacob Tenbarge. Grayson did not skip a beat. Went 7 for 10 passing for 87 yards and a touchdown. Then rushed the ball 13 times for 80 rush yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. North gets a big win, 35-7.
Yes, they did. Nominee number 3, we have Cordavion Reed of Harrison. Reed has been the go-to guy for the Warriors on offense all season, and they leaned on him big in the regular season finale against Boise. The wide receiver finished with 9 catches for 50 yards, a PPR specialist in fantasy football. He most importantly had 2 big touchdown catches. Harrison dominated 49-6.
Last but not least, for our 4th and final nominee for Week 9, Zach Foster, a guy who's won it earlier this year. The Gibson Southern Signal caller continued to dominate the game as he put up crazy stats against Boonville. Foster went 18 for 29 passing for 297 yards and 3 touchdowns. In the ground game, he rushed the ball 14 times for 86 yards and 1 more touchdown. Gibson Southern wins big 42-14.
From 14 News, this is Touchdown Live, Player of the Week, sponsored by your Tri-State Ford dealers. There's more in store. Stop by today.
All right, now for the moment of truth. Aaron, you done counting?
Yes, actually I was counting on the phone here.
Excellent. Excellent tie-in. All right, well, who is it?
Well, it is the man in the powdered blues, the best, or maybe arguably the best uniforms in the Tri-State, Union County, and its quarterback Jaron Johnson, who wins our Player of the Week. That's his 2nd year in a row to do it. Very deserving after his big 5-touchdown performance.
Yes, and if you didn't vote this past week, or you forgot, or you don't know how, don't worry about it. We've got your back right here. To vote, just head to the 14 Sports app, head to the Player of the Week tab, click the heart button under the player you'd like to vote for, and of course, as always, you can vote as many times as you'd like. Voting starts every Monday night at 6:30 and ends Thursday nights at 6:30. Only a few chances left to vote. Coming up on In the Huddle, it's time for our Tri-State Insider segment, which Carter and I talk Game of the Week. He's got the best breakdown in town, so stick around.
And of course, you can't break down the plays without talking to the men who come up with them. Later in the show, you can hear from the head coaches for both of our Game of the Week teams.
Relive the biggest moments from Friday night's high school football games with Touchdown Live Turf Talk. We show you the top 5 plays of the week and break down who's going head-to-head in this week's biggest matchups. Touchdown Live Turf Talk, streaming every Tuesday on your favorite 14 News streaming device.
Welcome back to In the Huddle. I've got a different haircut than you saw earlier in the show, right? If you're one of our returning viewers, it doesn't matter what haircut we have because you know what time it is. I'm joined by our Tri-State Football Insider, Mitch Carter. Welcome to the show.
Max, thank you. Postseason time already. Let's get into it. Let's do it, man. I'm excited.
Let's do it, absolutely. If you're new here, this is where we break down our Touchdown Live Game of the Week. But if you are new here, what have you been waiting for, man? It's sectional time. But I'm here to still inform you that Mitch was a state champ with Southridge. He knows about the postseason. Then he went on to play at Ball State. College ball, are you kidding me? This guy's got it all. That's why we bring him on the show. You've been in a spot, the same spot as these young men will find themselves on Friday. You've got the experience in your head.
That's right. I remember we were always told that regular season's kind of just practice for the postseason, right? You know, at this point, all roads now lead to Lucas Oil at the end of November. That's where everybody wants to be at. So everything was fun. Records were fun. Throw them out. Forget about it. Doesn't matter. Everyone is 0-0 now. Now it's actually time to have some fun. Let's do it, man.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. 1,000-mile journey starts with one step.
That's right, baby.
So, Mitch, which step are we taking a closer look at this week?
Well, that would be our very own Class 3A #1 Memorial traveling to take on the #8 ranked Modern Day Wildcats. Memorial, of course, coming off that huge win and a thriller against Castle at historic Bosse Field. Modern Day dropping a final regular season heartbreaker to Wrights at the Bowl.
Yeah, you could have predicted we were going to go with this sectional. So many great matchups. Coach Hurley for Memorial capping off an impressive undefeated season and SIAC title capture. Meanwhile, Coach Mike Gable, if there was ever any doubt about the Wildcats after last year's struggles, he's turned that right around. He's put those questions to bed.
That's right.
7-2 on the year, only dropping 1 to Wrights. And Coach Hurley earlier in the season expecting fireworks come Friday night. So, Mitch, 2 quality programs going head-to-head. What do we expect?
Well, let's talk about it, right? So let's start off with our SIAC champs, those Tigers. Pull up the video right now. That blistering offense is the worst kept secret in the state. They're going to put up points. Call it how it is, right? Matthew Fisher under center, and the senior, no doubt looking to solidify his legacy. Over 2,200 all-purpose yards in the season. Over 2,000 of them from there. Check it out on the screen right there. Through the air, Matthew Fisher can take the lid off anytime and peel the defense back right there. Combine him with his weapons like Luke Elswin right there on your screen and Dylan Kendrick out wide in the backfield. Max, you don't go undefeated by accident. Let's call a spade a spade. They're good for a reason.
No, you certainly do not go undefeated by accident. Defensively, they showed their chops last week as well. Usual suspects like Alex Broshears commanding the defense. They've done enough every game, usually more than enough to secure a win on Friday night. Simple as that. Combine that with a sack in their last 2 games, 55 tackles for loss on the year. We'll talk with Coach Hurley later on in the show. They did give up that one big 70-yard touchdown run from Max McCool. But he says, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. They've got the goods to back up the talk.
That's right. You score more than the other guy, you win the game. It's simple enough, right? Kids game, easy peasy, right? Yeah. Wait, let's talk a little bit more about the Wildcats here, right? Always so dangerous with Coach Gable. Talented, and more importantly, he is seasoned. He's played some ball in his life.
He sure has. And little extra seasoning this year for Tate Mallory with that extra experience under center. Now an upperclassman, making the fans proud this season. A young cat, only a junior, but this guy can play on the ground or through the air. He's displayed it all year long. He has no issue stepping up in big-time situations. Same can be said for the rest of that O-line.
That's right.
Or the rest of the offense as a whole, I should say. Last time these teams met, Caden Thacker at running back ran hard. Look for more disciplined ball on Friday night from the offense.
Yeah, defense discipline is the key word here, right? The Wildcats will be well coached and prepared for what Memorial will throw their way, but will it be enough, right? In Coach Gable's perfect world, his front wins that trench battle as DBs come up big against Fisher, locking down guys like Elsterman, but that is, as we've seen all year, no easy task, right? So truthfully, only time's going to tell.
All right, well, we've seen the tape. We've talked X's and O's. Time for Carter's call. Who's it going to be?
Well,
what you
first
thinking?
step to end goal that you worked all year for, right? Obviously, like I mentioned there at the beginning here, all roads now lead up to Indianapolis. 2 teams here that are so dang talented. That being said, I can't overlook their meeting earlier this season, right? I think the Memorial Tigers are a bullet train with their eyes on the prize right now. If I'm anybody else right now, I'm getting off the tracks. Give Memorial on Friday night, keeping this untouched season rolling. Take them all the way up north to that open or closed venue come November.
Okay, I said it a little too early. Now here we go. Certainly a great game to look forward to. Fantastic records on both sides. Now, Aaron, there's another team where they don't necessarily have the flashiest record in town going into sectionals, but they could certainly make some noise.
You're right, Max, and that would be the Rebels finished 5-4, and as the old cliche goes, they're peaking at the right time, having won 4 of their last 5 games. Head coach Jeff Daming says he's seen incremental progress as the season's gone on, and he's excited heading into Friday night's first-round sectional game.
I feel like defensively, our pass coverage has kind of been the thing that's held us back a little bit in a few of our games. Our run defense, I thought, played honestly pretty well most of the season. Offensively, I think it took a while to gel. We had a few injuries, and you're figuring out who those offensive linemen are and which combination works the best for you. But last week, I thought our offense played the best game in actually a year or two. So I'm very happy with where we're at and where we're playing right now.
I just think we had a lot of younger kids step up and help us out when we needed it. We've had a lot of injuries this year, and people just filled their spots and just keep going. Senior year, I want to go out with a bang this year, so we're all coming together. It's a group we've been playing with since we're little kids.
Things are really coming together, and we're starting to click on offense and defense. Everybody's starting to fill their roles and whatnot.
We played Forest Park a couple of weeks ago. We were fortunate enough to win a very close ball game. I think it's going to be a great ball game. 2 PAC schools playing in 1A football in the sectional, and with the opportunity to go play the winner of Providence and Springs Valley, and I think we're up for it.
All right, South Spencer will play at Forest Park Friday night. That's tomorrow. It's 6:30 Central Time. Still to come, Mitch Carter jumps back in the studio to break down some of last week's top plays.
And after the break, we hear from our Game of the Week head coaches. Stick with us.
Relive the biggest moments from Friday night's high school football games with Touchdown Live Turf Talk. We show you the top 5 plays of the week and break down who's going head-to-head in this week's biggest matchups. Touchdown Live Turf Talk, streaming every Tuesday on your favorite 14-news streaming device.
All right, we are back once again, Aaron. Let's turn our attention back to game of the week, starting off with Mater Dei.
Yes, it's the second time this year that the two teams will meet. Game 1 was not very kind to the Wildcats. Memorial took that one 41-13 back in week 4.
Yes, but the Wildcats did not let that loss break them down. They continued to have a great finish to the regular season. That one blemish the rest of the way being a loss in the finale last Friday to Wrights. But head coach Mike Abel knows they need to clean up their game because to beat Memorial, you have to execute your plan to perfection.
Yes.
I think we got to eliminate the mistakes, mental mistakes, errors, turnovers, hopefully field position, everything that you want at this point in the season has got to go well, or we're going to be in big trouble. And Memorial they're at the top of their game. They're playing really well, and I think obviously they're number one in the state for a reason. They've earned it, they deserve it, and we're going to try to show up and be competitive.
For Memorial, while they were in control for the first matchup between the two teams, they know Mater Dei is not a team they can take lightly, especially with their offensive weapons that they bring to the table.
You know, Mater Dei, they're not the same team, and we're not the same team. I think they've improved quite a bit. You know, I think they're really strong up front, and Mallory's really come on. I know he had some late turnovers last week, but I mean, he's really gotten explosive. The Thacker kid's really running the ball well. It's going to be a tough ball game.
As always, I will be live before the game at 4. There we go. 5 and 6 right here on 14 News. And a big note, Aaron, not at Enloe Field or the Wrights Bowl.
It is Central Stadium.
There we go. Okay.
Mater Dei will be the home team, but still make note of that location because Enloe and Wrights Bowl are being used, so they got to play it at Central.
Yes, they are. All right, lots of great action to look ahead to. But first, Mitch Carter brings you a look back at the top plays from last week and breaks it all down.
Welcome back in for another rendition of our Plays of the Week. Let's get right into it here. Starting off, heading up to DuBois County for another SIAC rivalry game. We got Vincennes Lincoln at Jasper. This one actually dates back their days as longtime rivals in the Big 8 Conference. Let's roll it. AJ Holzman gets the nod from the 42-yard line. Stop right there. Check this out, right? Check out the hole right here. Everybody's sealing things off. I mean, drive a truck through that big guy. Easy peasy. Choke out the front 7 and let AJ get to work. That's a one-on-one and OC dreams of. Give this big dog right here a safety to take one-on-one and see how it pans out for you. Let me clear it. Roll the tape. Here he goes. Holzman breaks free. No big deal at all, and he's taking that thing all the way. Give him 6. Number 8 walks one in right there, and Jasper wins it 31-14. Great performance by him. Great performance with the Cats. Great game right there. Nice, solid win. Now, switch over to the Pocket Athletic Conference here for a big night there. First, we'll head to Boonville, where the Pioneers are hosting Gibson Southern. Always a fun matchup there. Let's go ahead and roll it right here. Right, Boonville trying to do something here. Stop right here, though. Check it out. Watch for it. Bam. Pass is caught, right? But the block here is whiffed. 23 misses his block right there. And back there right now, right up in his pocket is Connor Wiry right on the hip right there. You can see kind of a little something right there. They're hanging on to stuff, right? You can see what that is. Let me clear this out. Roll the tape and watch. He strips the ball away. Connor Wiry takes the ball out of his hands and runs it in for 6 more. Gibson Southern defense, back-to-back weeks now, I think. They make an awesome play right there. End up winning this game 42-14 over Boonville. Great way to finish your regular season game. Nice season so far. Waiting to see them in the playoffs right there. So, over now at Central Stadium, yet another rivalry as the Northside Trophy Bowl took place between the 1-7 Bears and 3-5 North, those Huskies. Let's roll it right here. Hunter Bashir's on the bubble screen here to Elijah Pendleton. And stop. Don't hurt him now. He's hitting one of these right here. Right? Uh-oh. Right, let's check it out. 2 fellas right here already in frame trying to lock him up. Of course, on the screen, he can't just dance around because help is coming from over on this side with the entire D-line and linebackers. Let me clear this out and watch him get loose. Roll it here. Pendleton on the move. Look at him go right here, right? Cutting all the way across the field, making guys miss. It's a bloodbath back there. Number 9, shaking and moving. Barely gets pulled down right there at the 30. Great little piece of running right there. Caught from behind, but that's a big game. North, though, would go on to win it 35-7 over Central. So the Huskies end up hoisting that North Side trophy. Moving on here, got to give some love to the Commonwealth. So we'll go south to Henderson County, where the Colonels were hosting Davis County. Now, over the years, these two have played some absolutely wild, high-scoring games. Last year was 73-35 Henderson. Year before that, 51-28 Davies. So let's see what happens this year, right? Roll it right now. We picked this one up at the beginning of the second half with the Colonels going up with the ball 21-0. Airs it out long and stop right there. Hang on. Hang on. Brody Bell airs one out to Lakin McKinney, and he already knows what's going on right there. I'm talking about these right here, baby. Head taps. He saw it. He watched it. McKinney, what a grab right over top of his guy right there, making it look too easy, getting them in the red zone where they'd capitalize. Roll the clip right here. He honestly himself nearly gets in the end zone right there. Number one, taking it all the way down. They would capitalize with the score right there, and that would be the story all night long. Final score 35-7. Hendo stands tall over Davis County right there. Awesome play, awesome win. Finally now, back to Indiana for one more, and we'll head up from Davis County to Davies County, where Washington was hosting the Heritage Hills Patriots at the newly turfed Hatchet Hollow. Let's roll it. Picking things up in the second quarter here, Heritage Hills quarterback Jet Goldsberry. You know him, you love him. They're up 21-0, making men miss. And check this out. Stop it right there, right? Hang on. I'll keep it quick and easy right here. Number 3 right here, Jet Goldsberry. Dangerous guy. Get your weight up. That's all. Clear it out. Roll the clip. Let him go. Taking it 34 yards to the house, baby. Jet Goldsberry. I'd quit putting him on here, but he keeps making good plays. Taking it all the way home, making it look easy right there. Putting the Patriots up by 4 touchdowns, and it was all Patriots all night long. Heritage Hills wins 42-0, wrapping up that season, looking to get into the postseason now along with everybody else. Awesome, awesome plays right there. Great week here. Join us back here once again next week as we recap more of your favorite plays from the week before.
Next on In the Huddle, we head back into the red zone.
Yes, and we'll take one more look at the sectional brackets along with a look at the other games in the area.
Welcome back in, folks. You know what time it is. Before we check out our schedule, we need to head into the red zone, okay? So, Aaron, take it away.
Hey, we are here with South Spencer senior Brody Heichelbeck for our In the Red Zone segment. Brody, welcome in.
Thank you.
All right, Brody, we'll get right to it. What is your favorite pregame hype-up song?
I'm going to have to go with Chattahoochee by Alan Jackson.
All right, that sounds good. What about your favorite pregame meal?
Pregame meal, the number 42 from Subway up here.
All right, what is that?
It's like a home-style chicken salad wrap, you know, something nice and light for the game.
Who do you guys consider your biggest rival? Is it Heritage Hills?
I say our biggest rival is probably Tell City.
All right. Favorite college team for you?
Ooh, that's a good one. So my favorite college team is probably Tennessee.
All right. Favorite NFL team?
Seahawks.
All right, I like that one. That's cool. What's your favorite TV Netflix series?
Ooh, that's a tough one there. I think I have to go, a generic answer, Outer Banks. Or I'd go with the Ted Lasso. That's a great show.
All right, a little bit of food here. Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, Pepsi.
All right, hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hamburger, all day.
Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
All right, man. Sounds good, Brody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll send it back to the studio.
All right, wonderful, Aaron. Now let's take one last look at the big games coming up. Start us off.
Yes, in Class 4A, should be an interesting little bracket here. Jasper comes down to take on Harrison, and that was a really good game back in whatever week it was. I think it was like an 8-point game. Jasper won, so who knows there. Wrights also will host Central in the other side there. In 3A, Mount Vernon will head up to take on Southridge. That should be interesting, and this next one is going to be a doozy. Yes. Heritage Hills, Gibson Southern, a rematch from last year's semi-state, which Heritage Hills won. A rematch from earlier in the season, where Heritage Hills shut out Gibson Southern. This time, though, one difference, it's at Gibson Southern. We'll see if that makes a difference, and they ought to be out for revenge.
Yes.
All right, now 2A, North Posey has a tough trip here, all the way up to South Vermilion, which is north of Terre Haute. And the Vikings also take on an undefeated Wildcats team. So we'll see how they handle that. And then this should be really interesting. We already touched on it a little bit. South Spencer at Forest Park. The Rebels won 14-6 a month ago on the sloppy weekend of the hurricane. So we'll see what happens this time around.
All right, now let's go to Kentucky. Henderson County taking a visit to the Christian County Colonels. That kicks off at 7 o'clock.
I guarantee you one thing. A Colonels team is going to win that game.
Very good. I think that's a safe bet, Aaron. We've also got kicking off at 7, Marshall County Marshals visiting the Apollo Eagles. Then, two good ones here, McCracken County at Davis County, and then Madisonville at Owensboro. That should be a good one.
Yes.
And then Union County at Webster County, and over in Illinois, Fairfield at Edwards County. That is a wrap on another episode of In the Huddle. Just 2 more to go this season, Aaron.
Wow. That is hard to believe that
Yes.
we're already into the postseason.
Flying by. Flying by.
Week 10.
Uh-huh.
It seems like we just started.
It does. It does. But we're in week 10.
Yep, and we are getting down to the end, as we said, but don't worry. Still time to come back to the 14 Sports app next Thursday at 7 o'clock. And, of course, tomorrow night, you got to watch Touchdown Live and Touchdown Live Plus.
Yes, you do.
And then, of course, we all know this would not have been possible without our entire production crew and marketing team. Dan, Caleb, the boys, the girls, thank you all for the work you've put in to make this happen.
Yes, thank you. And for highlights of all your favorite games, as Aaron mentioned, be sure to join us back here for our Touchdown Live show every Friday night on our 14 Sports app. That'll be at 10:45.
Yes.
And then, of course, feature our express version on 14 News at 10. We'll see you there.